Hey guys, Mosh here, and before this video starts, I just want to say a few things. So, all the clips you're about to see are taken from my podcast, so you're going to see clips from episode 1, 7, 9, and 11, and everything I read or talk about, I read off the internet. So, I'm just the messenger, so don't shoot the messenger. Just reading off what I saw. If you want to believe it to be true, that's on you. If you don't, that's great. Also, one other thing before we start, I saw another rumor that there will not be zombies, so I just want to put that out there, and you can add that to everything else that I'm about to say in this video. So we started the podcast in the beginning of January up until now. It's still going on, so these rumors started back in January. I figured I would just take everything we've talked about and put it into its own separate video, so that's what I've gone ahead and done. Also, if any new leaks and rumors come about, I will obviously talk about them in future episodes of the podcast, but I will also either put them in the comment section of this video or I will put them in the description. So I'll keep this video updated. But without further ado, here is everything we've talked about regarding Modern Warfare 4 and just Call of Duty 2019 in general. Recent reports, or I shouldn't say reports, rumors have been swirling that the next Call of Duty will be Ghosts 2.
Ew.
However, Charlie Intel, one of the most credible and reliable Call of Duty sources, has said that that is not the case. And they're doubling down on the next Call of Duty being none other than Modern Warfare 4. Dun, dun, dun.
What?
They double down and they are saying the next Call of... They're saying it's Modern Warfare 4. Jesus Christ.
What?
I mean, I don't. In my opinion, I don't see the hype in Call of Duty anymore than it used to be.
All right, keep your mouth shut. Next person.
All right.
What's the point of Modern Warfare 4 though?
That's what I'm asking.
If they made a Black Ops 4, they gotta make a Black Ops. They gotta make a Modern Warfare 4. That's all I could say.
They don't need to.
Yes, they do. Well, why would they? Why would they make Ghost 2? What up?
Because Ghost was left on the cliffhanger.
Well,
Mhm.
Ghost was ew. No.
That's the thing with Black Ops, or not Black Ops 4. Jeez, Modern Warfare 4 is what's the story? Because it ended in Modern Warfare 3.
We hung Makarov. Who is left?
Everyone's dead except Price.
Yeah.
Pretty much. Or we solidly concluded the Modern Warfare series once we hung Makarov like a piñata at a Mexican birthday party.
The rumors about Ghost 2 is because I guess the community manager tweeted out some GIFs. I guess there's one GIF of like Winnie the Pooh bowing to Baphomet or something,
What?
and then another one of like a
Is this
skull
Disney?
that was glitching out. Huh?
Is this Disney now?
Yeah. But anyway, people are like, oh, well, that means it's Ghost 2. But I'm like, no, it doesn't, because okay, there's the character Ghost who was in Modern Warfare 2. So people, and he had the whole mask thing, and which Ghost was based off of, blah, 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 blah.
Most beloved Modern
Anyway.
Warfare characters.
What?
I said he was one of the most beloved Modern Warfare characters. Yeah.
Exactly.
That's quite literally one of the reasons why Ghost is a hated game. Because
Because he's not
Infinity
in
Ward
it.
always implied that Ghost would get his own game. Then years later, we have Ghost. So we're thinking, oh, this could finally be a Ghost game. Come to the campaign, literally nothing to do with Ghost or Modern Warfare, just its own separate awful universe, accompanied by even worse multiplayer.
That's where Modern Warfare 4 comes in.
No.
I think Modern Warfare 4 is a prequel to Modern Warfare 2. You play as Ghost or his right-hand man. You learn his backstory. And then he becomes an even better character because you really don't know much about him. And he dies and people are all
Just read the
sad.
comics then.
I don't want to read no comic. It should be in the games. I shouldn't have to read about stories. I know. Well, I don't know how to read, so that's an issue. But
Maybe if you learn English, you freaking alien.
all right, you need to calm down. The thing is, when Ghost died, I didn't really care. It wasn't that impactful. Like, it sucked, but it was just whatever.
Because no one cared about it.
What do you mean no one cared about it? Did you not see? You're probably too young to even use YouTube back then, but YouTube was filled with all these like parodies and like RP
Ghost
Ghost
videos?
and all that crap.
Yeah, Call of Duty Ghost probably like
No, like Simon Riley Ghost.
Oh.
Yeah, so you make Modern Warfare 4 about him. You make people like him. That way his death is more impactful to the game, making a better story overall. And also, Modern Warfare 2 and The very beginning of the Ghost game take place 1 year apart from each other, so you can kind of connect the stories in a way.
It's too late. They're like already separate universes.
Nah, that's my theory. Modern Warfare 4 prequel with Ghost. It connects the Ghosts and the Modern Warfare stories together. And I know most of the Ghost story took place in 2027. That's not the point. Anyway, I want to talk about the other connection between Modern Warfare and Ghost. So everyone was thinking it was Ghost 2, but what is the one game that the Ghost character is in?
Modern Warfare 2.
Uh-huh. What game is heavily rumored to be remastered this year?
Fortnite.
Correct. Modern Warfare 2 remastered. So that just means if they're teasing Ghost, I think they're teasing the character Ghost. And the reason why they're calling it Modern Warfare 4 is because it's going to sell more copies and it's going to look real good sitting next to Modern Warfare 2 remastered. So after this report of them laying off people, they had to talk about the new Call of Duty to, make sure everyone was happy again. They confirmed it was going to be made by Infinity Ward, which we already knew that. They said it will have a campaign, huge and expansive multiplayer world, and fun co-op gameplay, and it will be rooted in franchise history.
I want to say Spec Ops for some reason is like returning.
Well, that's what I was thinking too, because Spec Ops was in Modern Warfare 2 and Modern Warfare 3, and it's rumored this is Modern Warfare 4. So like that would make sense. It says it's rooted in franchise history, which could mean two things. One, World War II, which I highly doubt, and two, Modern Warfare, because Call of Duty 4 is what kicked this whole thing off. So another reason why this could very well be Modern Warfare 4.
But Modern Warfare 4 doesn't need to happen, though. That's the thing. They concluded the story. There's nowhere else to go.
Well, that's why it's a prequel to 2. Dude, I called it in the first episode. If it's true, I got bragging rights.
If it's not, you don't got bragging rights, and then some.
That's true. But I want to bring up something that might be interesting. Okay, so I mentioned the Activision Bungie Destiny split for a reason. Is there a possibility Modern Warfare 4 is a looter shooter?
God.
Because it says huge, expansive multiplayer world. Expansive multiplayer world, fun co-op gameplay. If they couldn't do what they wanted to do in Destiny, why not do it in their own game that they own?
That's a hard pass from me. Destiny itself isn't even that fun when it does looter shooter. It's just that it's in space. You have aliens and you play with friends. That's what gives it the slight edge of being fun.
Yeah.
But then you get grounded into like near realistic expectations of Call of Duty.
It'll be like The Division.
Oh, that's definitely a hard pass then. Good God.
I don't know. It's just the way they're wording it. It's like,
Who'd want to waste their money on the third division?
I don't know. I think the campaign will tie into that. I think it'll still have normal multiplayer in a BR, but I don't know. The wording just makes me think it's a looter shooter.
If they really want the looter shooter, assuming that's what they're going for, if they really want that to work, they should scrap BR because that market's going to die off pretty soon now. We're starting to hit the peak. Like, we have Tetris Battle Royale, for God's sake.
You ruined my surprise for later.
There is no surprise that people need to know now. We have Tetris, for God's sakes. We have hit peak meme tier Battle Royale status. And I don't even like using meme tier as a way to describe things, but that's legitimately what Battle Royale is at this point.
Ugh.
Only downhill from here unless some random company comes out of the woodworks with some God-given Battle Royale of their own. But I doubt that's going to happen. So the whole genre just needs to kind of die off now while it still has a chance to save itself.
Well, fueling the Modern Warfare 4 rumors even more, Robert Bowling, the former community manager of Infinity Ward, has been praising Respawn's new game Apex Legends because they're the old Infinity Ward, they work together, they're friends, yada yada. Anyway, he was tweeting out about Apex and how he loves the game, and someone responded to him saying that they're tired of BR and they want a fun modern shooter again. So Robert responded to them and said, "You are getting a modern shooter this year, do not worry." And then that person responded and said someone else wants Infinite Warfare 2, and he said, "You will never," in all caps, get Infinite Warfare 2.
God bless.
So Robert himself said you're getting a modern shooter this year. However, nowhere in these tweets was Call of Duty ever mentioned, but it's very much implied that that is what he is referring to. And he sent out his own tweet saying, release Modern Warfare 4, include single player, multiplayer, and co-op, make Blackout free to play before the launch, release a new Modern Warfare map for Blackout with new Modern Warfare themed seasons, include locations for Crash, Overgrown, and Favela, maintain it as the default BR mode for the series. So he himself even said Infinity Ward should make Modern Warfare 4. And he's got inside knowledge. I mean, the dude worked for them. So if he's saying it and he's saying we're getting a Modern Warfare or a modern shooter, I don't see how it's anything other than Modern Warfare 4 at this point.
It better be a prequel then.
All right, so fueling even more rumors, a website called GamingIntel.com apparently has leaks and says Modern Warfare 4 apparently is coming with Modern Warfare 2 and Modern Warfare 3 remastered, and that's coming from a QA tester. It says the former QA tester claims that Call of Duty's next game will be titled Modern Warfare 4. Surprisingly, the anonymous source claims that the next entry will come with Modern Warfare 2 and Modern Warfare 3 remastered, although they also mention that it will be campaign only with the possibility of multiplayer being released on both throughout the year. Although that's not to say Activision don't have plans to bundle Modern Warfare 2 and Modern Warfare 3 remastered alongside Modern Warfare 4 later this year. I don't know how many times I have to say Modern Warfare. Oh my God.
Take a shot each time you do from now on.
I'm dead. It says without any word on this leak, especially, there is currently no indication as to how trustworthy it is. According to the anonymous source, Modern Warfare 4's DLC model will be very different from Black Ops 4. There will be 15 maps for the pass, which will release alongside free maps rolling out throughout the year. Furthermore, free monthly COD points may also be on the horizon. In addition to the following DLC weapons, access to beta, extra login bonuses, and 4 special character costumes. Other alleged Modern Warfare leaks, supply drops are still there, the same system as Infinite Warfare's. Gross. Raven Software is apparently developing a World War II warlike mode. Gross. Customization will allow you to change head accessories such as beanies, hats, helmets, and more. You will also have the ability to alter your shirts, vests, legs, feet, and gloves. Kill streaks are similar to Modern Warfare 2 and Modern Warfare 3. Many original guns from the Modern Warfare series will be featured. The game will have co-op play and a camo reward system for playing. Interestingly, prior to this leak, Activision already confirmed that an all-new co-op experience is on the horizon. Apparently, it is a survival-based mode. Gross. The campaign is set to be 7 to 8 hours long on normal difficulty, and pro perks will return. Whew. Yeah, I don't know how reliable any of this source stuff is. Charlie Intel has not reported any of this, and they're like the number one source. So until they start saying stuff, I would take this with a grain of salt, as they say. Keeping on with the Call of Duty. Charlie Intel sent out a report, so you know it's legit. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 campaign remastered appeared on a Europe ratings board, the PEGI, PEGI 18. Whereas in America, it's like ESRB or North America, whatever. Canada and Mexico exist sometimes. PEGI rated it, and just to clarify, it says Modern Warfare 2 campaign remastered. Not multiplayer, specifically campaign, which the rumors last year said that if Modern Warfare 2 was remastered, it'd be campaign only, which made people very mad. Because what we love, the Modern Warfare 2 campaign is good. Don't get me wrong on that. We want multiplayer, though. That's what kept people around. That's what sold all those millions of copies, was for that sweet multiplayer goodness. So it's looking like the rumors could be true that it is campaign only. But I have a theory. I know it seems like all we talk about on here is rumors, leaks, and theories. But so like a couple weeks ago, we were talking about Modern Warfare 4 and what could possibly be in it. And part of the rumors were Modern Warfare 2 and Modern Warfare 3 were going to be remastered and bundled with Modern Warfare 4. Well, what if Modern Warfare 4 doesn't have its own multiplayer? What if all three are combined into one? So they take fan favorite maps and weapons from Modern Warfare 2, fan favorite maps and weapons from Modern Warfare 3, and some new maps and some new weapons from Modern Warfare 4, and combine it all into one multiplayer. Could happen. The problem, though, is every Call of Duty plays differently. And what I mean they play differently, they feel different. Modern Warfare 2 feels different than Modern Warfare 3. Black Ops 1 feels different than Black Ops 2. So it'd be really weird to play like all this Modern Warfare 2 stuff and it not feel like Modern Warfare 2. Like I was just saying, Call of Duty Modern Warfare Remastered doesn't feel like Call of Duty 4. So that's why it could be a little weird, because people don't want that. If you're going to remaster or remake a game, it needs to feel like the original. So if there's a bunch of Modern Warfare 2 stuff in there and it doesn't feel like Modern Warfare 2, people aren't going to be happy. That's just the way it is. Also, Modern Warfare 2 campaign remastered thing has to be bundled with a new Call of Duty. It just has to be. It cannot be sold separately unless it was sold separately down the line, like what they did with Modern Warfare Remastered. Because Modern Warfare Remastered came with Infinite Warfare, and you had to pay a little extra, but Modern Warfare Remastered had campaign and multiplayer. If this has just campaign, you can't sell it on its own. It's got to be bundled. So that's why it kind of makes sense that maybe all the multiplayers are combined into one. Maybe. I don't know. I guess we'll just see. I mean, we have no choice but to wait and see. And this stuff is going to start, a lot more rumors and leaks are going to start happening because Call of Duty usually gets leaked around like late April into May. And then May is usually when it gets like announced, because I think they usually announce it around the NBA Finals, depending on how quickly we get to those, how long the series lasts. If they start going to best, or if they start going to Game 7, then it's going to take a while. But if the early rounds go by quickly, then probably hit it up at the end of May. Because sometimes NBA Finals go to like Father's Day. But, you know, you got to milk that advertiser money. But, you know, it's none of my business. Now on to some brand spanking new Modern Warfare rumors. I got two of them.
Okay.
First up, Modern Warfare 4 will not have specialist characters, and it will not have a Battle Royale mode.
It's surprising.
Surprising?
A little bit. I mean, I feel like they kind of dropped the ball with Blackout. They're really updating it very much. It's pretty bland. It's basically like multiplayer. Just have one line. It's like a big search and destroy match. They need to do more stuff with it, but Modern Warfare 4, I feel like, should have Battle Royale. Just give it its own twist. Maybe update it more. Smaller map would probably be beneficial.
Well, I think what's going to happen is in the summer, actually, I would bet around maybe E3 time. Well, no, between summer and fall, I think Blackout's going to go free to play and become its own thing. And then maybe they'll add like Modern Warfare maps to it, or a Modern Warfare themed map to it, and then it's its own entity.
Yeah, it would make sense.
It's hard to compete against Fortnite and Apex when they're free and your game is not. Once the two biggest games are free to play, you have to follow suit with that. You can't expect to compete and have people pay money. That's just not how it works. But anyway, these rumors are coming from Gaming Intel, and basically it says, Gaming Intel sources have reported that Modern Warfare 4's multiplayer will do away with these mechanics in a bid to bring Call of Duty back to its roots. This means that characters will not be equipped with incredibly powerful abilities and weapons as they were in Black Ops 3, Infinite Warfare, and Black Ops 4, but instead will have to rely on their standard Call of Duty loadout. This will be welcome news to fans who have become tired of the specialists in Black Ops 4, a steadily growing set of players. Treyarch has even been forced to add a bare-bones playlist to their game in order to satisfy the demand of players who no longer enjoy combat-based round specialists. Well, that bare-bones playlist is not in the game right now as far as I know. So, still waiting on that.
Liars.
Our exclusive sources have also reported that Modern Warfare 4 will not see its own Battle Royale mode, and instead the game will focus on single-player campaign, multiplayer, and co-op mode. Blackout has seen mixed success in Black Ops 4, with some regions on PC now unable to find matches at all. With that in mind, it may not be surprising that Activision and Infinity Ward have opted to steer clear of the mode in their upcoming title.
So basically they're saying that they suck at making Battle Royale games.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Now, the next rumor, this is what I said a couple weeks ago. I said, it was rumored that Modern Warfare 2 and Modern Warfare 3 were going to be remastered with just their campaigns. So I was thinking maybe in Modern Warfare 4, all three games multiplayers would be combined into one with fan favorite maps, weapons from Modern Warfare 2 and Modern Warfare 3. And well, the newest rumor, sources, Modern Warfare 4 to receive Modern Warfare 2 and Modern Warfare 3 maps and weapons. In a move highly reminiscent of Treyarch and Black Ops 4, Infinity Ward intends to bring maps and weapons from past Modern Warfare games to their in-development title. As we already know, Modern Warfare 2 campaign will soon be released in a remastered form without its multiplayer, a move that many Call of Duty fans have questioned. To lessen the blow of a lacking Modern Warfare 2 multiplayer mode, Infinity Ward will be bringing fan-favorite maps and guns from across the Modern Warfare series into Modern Warfare 4. Our sources have said that Modern Warfare 4 will be to the Modern Warfare series as Black Ops 4 was to the Black Ops series, elaborating on key mechanics and bringing old maps back in a remastered form. When asked to elaborate on what maps and weapons will be returning from previous Modern Warfare titles, our sources refused to comment, claiming that these things were still subject to change so far out from the release date. With that in mind, it is likely that we would likely see weapons and maps that are historically fan favorites among the Call of Duty fan base. After so many Call of Duty titles based in far-flung future settings, it is nice to finally be able to use familiar weapons such as the ACR or UMP-45 in a current generation game on remastered maps like Afghan or a faithful recreation of Rust. No thank you. Afghan, yeah. Rust, no way. Though, of course, we cannot confirm or deny that these guns or maps in particular will be making a return. While some fans may still be annoyed that they will not be receiving the true Modern Warfare 2 experience, mixing the old with the new worked wonders in Black Ops 4, and will be sure to do so again in Modern Warfare 4 when it releases later this year. I wouldn't say it did wonders in Black Ops 4, but sure. But yeah, it sounds like what I said. They're just going to take the fan favorites from the previous games and combine it all into one, which could be, I mean, it could be cool, but we'll see.
I feel like they're just getting desperate now. I don't know. They can't think of anything else to do, so they're just like, oh, let's just put everything from every other Call of Duty game.
So instead of like making a new game to recapture the old feel, they're just bringing back
stuff.
the old stuff.
I mean, I guess it kind of would be fun, but I feel like, I don't know, just start from scratch. I don't know.
With no specialists, it could be kind of decent, though. Why don't it not even be Modern Warfare 4?
I doubt it would be. I mean, I feel like
you
they
don't
already
think so?
told the whole. No. They could call it something else. I mean, there's plenty of names. They already, they finished up the storyline for Modern Warfare trilogy, so.
Yeah, but, Halo was supposed to be a trilogy, and, 4 and 5 exist, so.
Unless they, start over.
Or it's a prequel to Modern Warfare 2, like I said it was. What are you going to do if I'm right about that?
Not buy it? I don't know.
At least if I'm right, you're not going to buy the game?
Sure.
Dude, I was thinking like a high 5 or something. Well, I hope I'm wrong then, because I need people to play it with me. I need my Call of Duty buddy.